Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're a first-time viewer, welcome, thank you. I haven't done any get ready with me videos, or really any videos in a while, and there's a reason for that. Sometimes life gets in the way of everything. And then, if you remember, I had the Hollywood Glam platinum hair. Well, I was tired of that, and so we went silver using, you'd have to ask my hairdresser, but we used Tang's colors. And I'm still a bit of a loss of what makeup to use with silver hair. But we're gonna try. This isn't really a makeup tutorial. This isn't really well, I guess it's a get ready with me, but I have something a little bit more serious to talk to you guys about. And I'm coming to you because there's no one here. I just got off the phone with a hospital downtown, and there's a problem my husband and I have been dealing with for many, many, many years. A lot of you know, I'm going to attempt to do this while I'm talking to you, and so you know I'm using Marc Jacobs, that one, and this is his Glambition palette, which I really love. We'll see how well I can explain what's going on and do this at the same time. Right now I'm just doing a base, so I have everything will blend well. We have a son. We have a lot of children. We ended up adopting 6 children, most of which have special needs. And this particular son is 24 years old. My husband cut his cord when he was born. And from the get-go, I knew that there was a problem with this child. You know, it wasn't my first rodeo. It was my 4th baby. So I pretty well knew that there was something going on with my son. I took him to his first pediatrician, and okay, we're gonna switch colors here. We're gonna switch to Anastasia Beverly Hills Love Letter. Anyway, I immediately knew that there was a problem with Joshua. He wouldn't make eye contact. He screamed when he was touched. We had to keep him wrapped extremely tightly for a very long time. And move my mirrors around here. As you guys know, that's not really a normal thing with babies. When you would sing to Joshua, he would scream. Just outright scream. And anything that touched him, it had to be a certain fabric, and this was from the time he was born, or he would flip out. He had to have a special fork. Well, at the time, he's 24 years old, they did not routinely screen for autism. And I have to tell you that I need to turn the notifications off on my phone. And that was about Joshua. I have to tell you, I have babies. My husband and I have children with fetal alcohol effects, bipolar, ADHD, cocaine addicted, physically abused. Our kids run the gamut. Autism is by far the most challenging that we've run into. When Joshua was 18 years old, it became necessary to remove him from the house for physical reasons. He had attacked me several times. He had tried to kill us. He was extremely violent with his brothers and sisters. He was violent with his father. There was a time when the police came over. They know us very, very well. And they advised us to have plastic restraints, and pepper spray strategically placed throughout the house so nobody was injured. They at that time had seen the propensity for Joshua's violence in his rage. Well, at that point, we didn't know he had schizophrenia. And that's become more evident as time has passed. And am I making a mess here? I just look like I have pink eyes on camera. You know what? I have to tell you guys something. I know I get off topic. That's me. I've been using this product by Science Serum called Tight Eye. And I was very, very, very skeptical at first. But, you know, when in the middle of the night you're on the computer and it's like, hey, that looks good, I'll buy almost anything. But look at this. I don't know if you guys can see or not. I'm 55. When I do that, yeah, you can tell, but I am so impressed with this product. It's amazing. I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out of it. Anyway, back to my son. Or I guess our son. Since he's been on the streets, his schizophrenia has become much more prevalent. And he's also using meth. He's ended up in the hospital several times. Each time I have tried to bring him home after surgery for infected meth injection sites. Each time I've tried to bring him home, take care of him, you know, because as a mom, you always hope this is going to be it. You know, my kid's going to be okay. Well, needless to say, it's never worked out. After about 3 days, especially since he's been on the meth, you know, he's awake the whole time, or much of the time downtown. And being on meth, he wants to come home and sleep. Now, to him, his idea of being on meth is completely justifiable to him. He's homeless by his choice. He doesn't want his belongings stolen. When he goes to sleep, things are stolen. Part of being on the streets. Well, I got a phone call last night. I've been working diligently trying to get someone to work with me in getting my son on SSI, getting guardianship, getting something done, because one of my biggest fears is that he is not only going to hurt himself, but he will severely injure another person. I've been working with, I do have several police officers that will call me when they pick Joshua up, and that's been absolutely amazing. However, I'm running into this problem. My son is 24 years old, but in reality, he's probably about 12 or 13. Joshua needs supervision. And see, I can't talk and do the two things at one time. I'm incapable. And this is Marc Jacobs again, and this is in the color Glamour. He has a caseworker. She's working with me. Portland City Police are working with me, as well as some of the college campus police, because they can recognize that there's a problem and my son can potentially hurt himself or someone else. And I always let them know when they call me, be careful. He can turn on a dime and you could end up very hurt. And It's looking better, I think, maybe. Anyway, one thing that really frustrates me to no end is the fact when these people call me, they want me to pick him up. Well, first of all, he cannot be at my house. The police have said he can't be here. Our doctors have said he can't be here because statistically speaking, parents are the primary targets of paranoid schizophrenics. And I have other people living in my home, and I don't want to put them in danger. It breaks my heart to have my son outside, but then again, that was his choice. I brought him home several times to try to help him. Each time it ends up seemingly worse than the last because he has to be escorted out because he's dangerous. That switch flips and he becomes very, very violent, very dangerous. So I got a phone call last night. He was in the hospital, and I spoke with a social worker. And, wow, this is blending really well. Spoke with a social worker. Once again, didn't want to do a psych eval, even though she said that he was afraid to go outside because people are throwing weapons at him. Are you guys afraid when you go outside people are throwing weapons at you? That's not a rational thought. They don't want to take his rights away, or they're being lazy. So I called the hospital administration and left a message for the patient, whoever they are, whatever they do, patient relations, and let them know the seriousness of this situation. You know, here I have a kid out there that could potentially murder someone. He could potentially kill me. He could potentially kill anyone out there on the streets of Portland. Yet no one wants to take his rights away. All right, what about the rights of the people that he could potentially harm? No one seems to care about that. So I'm in a catch-22 here. I want to help my kid. I can't bring him to my house. And very few people out there are willing to help me help him. And you know, I know it's not just my son. There are a lot of kids out there. And I have a couple of ideas. I'm not sure how far any of them will go. And I just keep putting makeup on because I'm not satisfied. I have a couple of ideas, but I'm not really sure, like I said, how far any of them will go. I think I'm going to call, there's a radio talk show host here, and I was on with him a few weeks ago speaking about low barrier housing. My son was a candidate for low barrier housing, and I didn't realize that these homes are in neighborhoods with people that are unsuspecting of the people that are going to be placed into this low barrier housing situation. When I spoke with the producer, you know, I think he thought that I was going to say, oh my gosh, you know, because I told my son is one of these homeless that you're talking about. And when I spoke with the producer, I think he thought I was going to, you know, really come down on this radio host about this situation. And no, quite the contrary. I was outraged when I found out my son may be placed in a neighborhood with people that don't know what he could be capable of. Not only having my son placed in a place people would not know what he was capable of, but other people being placed and not informing. You know, these HIPAA laws are great in one instance, but this is clearly not a situation where HIPAA should even come into the picture at all. Let's see if I can do this. A little flick, there we go. Our hands are being tied, and we can't help these people. You know, there are needles everywhere. There are tent cities everywhere. Nobody wants them in their neighborhood, but no one wants to do anything to help what's going on. I want to help what's going on. You know, I want to get a hold of this talk show host and say, put me in touch with someone that can help me. I have an idea. Is it going to help? I don't know. Will it fly? I don't know. Is it going to be difficult? Oh, yeah. But, you know, it just seems, you know, they've closed a lot of the state hospitals, and I understand that because there was a lot of abuse going on there. And I don't want my son or anyone to be abused. But at the same time, there are 6-year-olds out there that are in jeopardy, that are in the pathway of my son and other mentally ill people. They're targets. I'm a target when I go downtown. I carry a weapon with me the whole time I'm downtown. And downtown Portland is not the downtown Portland I came to 20 years ago. It's completely different, and it's very, very scary. Well, look what I did. I have an idea, and I want to run it past. I want to speak to someone. You know, I don't know. Should I speak to the governor? Should I speak to this, where's that blank coming from? This talk show host? Maybe he can help me. You know, I don't know. We have planned communities for seniors, right? Okay, I'm not going to be able to talk because I'm putting on eyeliner. There we go. We have planned communities for seniors. Wouldn't it be great if we could come up, and I know this is probably way over the moon, but I mean, if you think of all the tax dollars that are spent on the homeless and in these shelters that the homeless don't want to go to, and arresting them, hospital visits because they're cold, store owners that have problems. Wouldn't it be like the coolest thing? You know, maybe it's utopian thinking, but I think it would be a really cool idea to have a situation where we could have a planned community for people like my son, people like some of the homeless, that is, you know, where they have a store, they have a barbershop, they have clinics. It's kept clean, it's taken care of. It's a way, we don't have the tent cities, we don't have the garbage problem. We have situations where, you know, I hate to say maybe, you know, maybe it is a hospital setting and there's a wall around it where they can't get out. I don't know. But to make it more home-like instead of being institutionalized. My son did not ask to be born with these problems. And when I look at my boy, sometimes I get a glimpse of that little boy who was 8 or 9 years old, building a birdhouse with his dad. Sometimes I get a glimpse of the kid he was meant to be. And that gives me hope, but I know it's a false hope. Schizophrenia is extremely difficult to treat. But there's got to be a solution, guys. There's got to be a solution. With that, I'm going to pretty much sign off so I can put on I think I'll do eyelashes today. I don't know, what do you think? I think this color works okay with my hair. Black and pink. I don't know, you be the judge. Let me know. Be nice. Remember, my comments are moderated. I do read them, and I will publish the ones that aren't. I have a couple of like creepy stalkers out there, and so I won't publish their comments. I just forward them on to the police. But anyway, please leave me some comments. If you have any ideas of things that things that you've seen work, situations that you've seen work maybe in your community, ideas for me to be able to approach the legislature with, to be able to approach someone with, to find a solution to this horrible, horrible problem. This doesn't only affect me. These homeless, mentally ill do not only affect the parents in that person, they affect the whole society. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what to do. So I'm gonna put my eyelashes on and then I'll come back and I'll say goodbye. Blowing on eyelash glue. I should go back to using Latisse. I'm out. Back. Eyelashes are on. You know, guys, if any of you, like I said, if you have any, I don't care how small, suggestions, please let me know. Yeah, I've got to blend more. Please let me know, because I will do my best to put it in motion, not only for Joshua, but for all of these people that are in his position, for all the potential victims, for all of these poor people that have no place to sleep. I know there are people that choose to live on the streets because that's where they want to be, but we have a lot of very legitimate mental health problems that need to be addressed. And he's 24. He'll be 26 or 26. Time travel. I'm glad that didn't happen to me. I'm 55. I don't want to like just turn up and be 57 on my next birthday. But really, if you have any ideas, anything for me to choose from, pick from, let me know. It would be very much appreciated. And if you know anyone that knows anything, or if you can lead this anywhere, please send the link. And I will leave my email address in the links below. If you have anything, email me, and hopefully it won't go through into the spam box. But, you know, include his name on the subject line, Joshua, and maybe that'll keep it from going into the spam mailbox. But I wanted to thank you for listening to me, and really thank you guys for being there for me. And I apologize, this wasn't a tutorial or a fun, happy girl talk, shopping, oh my gosh, whatever, talking dogs. But I needed someone to bounce some things off of, and I know you're not there, but I know that you might be able to help me. I needed to process in my own mind, try and clarify some things. So the best to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and hopefully we'll see you very, very soon. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me some comments. Brighten my day. It's been kind of a tough week, you know, dealing with Joshua. So thank you, and I will see you guys next time.